Nicole's just letting the buoy go. I wouldn't say it was a good night's sleep here. Bloody rode up on that buoy a few times during the night, and when it bonks the side of the boat that hard against the fiberglass, it definitely wakes you up. You think there's an earthquake happening. Left our mooring over there and are heading, we don't know yet, maybe South Mole, maybe to Airlie Beach, depending on what the wind's like. The sun is just coming up over the hills now, coming along the edge of Hook Island here, and Nicole's just putting the jib on, and she wants to show you how she does her bowline with a Scots lock so it won't come undone. There you go, Nicole.
So I've been reading the comments and lots of you guys want tips. So I think this is a really good tip, because the most annoying thing on a boat is when your bowlines flap undone.
No, you got to do it again and and commentate what you're doing. You're going up through the hole round the
Sorry. Okay. So first you do
just keep it going, or keep the commentary going. Go on.
Ready? So first you do your loop, just like that. You hold your loop. You go up the hole, round the tree, down the hole again, and then you've got your bowline.
Yeah.
Now, if you just tie this and you leave it on your jib sheet, it will flap undone. So what you want to do with your tail here is you want to pass it down through the middle of the bowline, underneath where you have your loop, and up through, and give that a nice pull and dress it nicely. And this is Scots lock, and it won't come undone for your jib sheet. So I'll just do that on the other side now. Now another good tip is if you're going to try and goose wing your jib with a spinnaker pole, the bigger you make your loops, the easier it will be. So here we go, I've got my loop, I've gone round, up back through, give that a nice pull, and then there's my bowline, but that's not secure, so I want to do the lock. So I go down in there and up again, give it a nice pull. Now this won't flap undone, so I'm very happy to go and sail in windy conditions and sit at the back of the boat and not worry that my jib sheets are going to flap undone. And I'd like to thank Alex, who taught me about Scots lock.
Well, that's taken us all of about a mile to actually film that. Just coming up to a bit of reef here, so I'm going to have to go back and turn and go around the point. Hugging the coast along Hook Island here. It's beautiful, you know, absolutely beautiful rock formations and everything. Just got to be mindful there is a reef along here, but not just here. It's just undoing the lazy jacks. Turning out a very nice day at the moment now. A bit blowy earlier on. We've been going to windward since about 8 o'clock now, and we're going to end up at South Mole, where we can do some walking. That's Daydream over there in the centre of the screen. It's a lovely little island. Obviously it's closed because of COVID-19 at the moment. Coming up to our next mooring here. I'm going to knock it back with my foot. Trouble holding this. Oh. Got it under control, I think.
Succeeding here.
Yeah, hang on. We're on the mooring anyway. It's quite close to Chute Harbour as these moorings at South Mole. It's very calm conditions. It's a very nice place to come. It's alright at the moment in the southeaster. I don't know if we want to stay here the night, we'll see. There's an Airlie mister on a public mooring. Lifted the rudder and the keel up because I think the tide's coming in, so it's basically going to push it onto the buoy. If you lift the keel and the rudder up, it sometimes keeps it away from the buoy. Another view off the path. This is my favourite island for walking on. You know, every corner you have a beautiful view, and it's easy walking all the way. Maybe uphill, but as long as I take a few stops, I'm okay. Nicole and I are going to sit here for 10 minutes and take in the views before we carry on. That's Long Island there.
I don't think they're rainbow lorikeets. I think they're a parrot or something. Or a budgie.
Well, we've made it up to, I think it's called Skip Knoll. Let's have a look at the view. That's over to Sid Harbour with Whitsunday Island behind. The large peak over there is Whitsunday Peak. Nicole climbed that about a week ago. Coming on round is Whitsunday Cairn. That's that knob of rock up there. Nicole and I climbed that about 4 or 5 days ago now. Very enjoyable climb up there. I recommend it to anybody. Bit hard for the first, say, 300 metres, but then it got easier after that. There's two little boats together down there, and that's Renee and Robert are on one in a Sonata 6. We met them in Yeppoon and they've sailed up with their 2 children. Spent about a week and a half at the Percy's.
They said thank you.
Leaving the anchorage. Had a great night's sleep there, except I didn't put enough blankets on, so I was cold 2/3 of the night. Then I decided to put one on just as it was becoming light. So should have just got out of bed and got myself another blanket a bit earlier. This is probably Nicole's last sail with me, isn't it, darling? She's going to catch the bus home, 18 hours on the bus for $130. She tried to catch the train, but the train is booked out for at least 2 weeks. Going past Daydream Island now. This is the last resort we'll see before we get to Airlie. This is the Australian mainland. Pioneer Point, the last point you round before heading into Airlie Beach. It's a nice mobo going out. Nicole taking the sails down for the last time as we come into the port of Airlie. This looks to be a converted A83. It must have quite a lot of history into that thing because it's Torres Strait hurling lugger. Called Winston. Nice thing. You can see a hooker on the back there and the mast. Yeah, it may still do that. Here's a racing trimaran here called Harkin. Obviously it's lost its mast, but it's still got its boom anyway. Didn't drop that over the side.
I think it's called the Fine Line.
Sun Odyssey 42. Very nice bit of kit. It's owned privately.
Sweden.
This is called Rose Andy. My daughter just said it comes from Sweden. It's probably sailed here and that's as far as it's got. This definitely looks like a bit of a charter boat, this, and it's called Joshua C. Looks to me like it's got its mast chopped off. It definitely looks like a jet ski tour here, going out. And the bloke on the front, he's got the hat on. He's in charge. Just going by the Whitsundays Sailing Club now and all the things. Nicole wanted to have a look at the boats before she goes in. This is Annika here. Nice Polynesian catamaran. All tied together with rope. There you go. Quite a nice bit of kit. And held together by planks. This is Aquarius. Believe it or not, that was one of the first charter boats here with Yachting Monthly. This is what, probably 20 odd years ago. Siska, an old racing boat being brought back to life and used for carrying backpackers. Yeah, it's quite wide and I think it'd probably have 20 bunks down there. This is Dream Yacht Charters. Hangs boys around the place trying to keep the birds off it. Sea Change, another QIC Dream Yacht Charters. When the owner comes back to this boat here, he's got plenty of bird shit to clean off. This is Levant. Looks like in pretty good nick. I think the owner must live here for this one. He's cleaned most of the bird shit off it. Just going down a row of boats here. And I'd say most of these are charter boats out here. There's a fair few private ones though, but it's hard to tell with a few because quite a lot of private people rent their charter boat out. This is Whitsunday Dreaming, rented out by Cumberland Charter Yachts. It's quite a nice boat, this Oceana 37. Charter, nice little Beneteau. When I come to Airlie Beach, I generally anchor just about here, and through there into towards the marina there's a beach, and they keep all the outriggers and the small outriggers as well for one-man outriggers. It's just a good place to go ashore with my canoe, my blow-up canoe, and I can park it on where their skis are. There's the VMR over there, and there's a nice boat ramp with a pontoon running down it. I often go in there with my dinghy and pick people up from there, and what I generally do is take my bike ashore and all my pack and everything ashore over in where the outriggers are. I come back to the boat with the dinghy, and then I paddle in with my blow-up canoe and leave it under the paddle boards, and leave my Zodiac dinghy and outboard back out here, so that if I come back and find that my canoe's gone, it's not the end of the world. But if I came back and found my Zodiac and outboard gone, I'd be a bit upset.